Hello everyone. I've had a lot of comments and support trying to get the channel to go back to producing regular videos. So finally was able to sit down, get some free time since changing jobs, and started this during the COVID lockdown when had a different job and just needed some basically some time to fill in the gaps between support calls and whatnot. So we're going to look at the Oregon Trail. I've already done a video on the Oregon Trail, but this is the Apple II version of the Oregon Trail. So what I've done in this video that's different from the first Oregon Trail I did, which was the Windows port of the version, we're going to be playing this on real Apple hardware. So I've got my Apple IIc we're going to be using today to actually play this game. I don't want to go into too many technical details and stuff like that I had with the issue of trying to record using an Apple IIc and all, but it was a little bit of a challenge to get this to go. I'm not a big fan of like Patreon and all that other stuff, but I do have an Etsy store. I got the link in the description. If you want to get a copy of the Oregon Trail for yourself, you know, if you have an Apple II and you want to buy it so that you know you and your kids or whatever can play it, it's great fun to sit there and watch them try to travel the trail. You know, I give you some pointers and stuff in the video that you can kind of, you know, one up them on the stuff that you'll know that they might necessarily not know. But you know, I would rather the support come from a tangible goods. You get something out of it than just say, hey, throw money at me or something like that. Because I've had a couple offers for that, and you know, to get the videos going, and that's just not the way I really want to roll. I would rather you have something that you can look at and you know and enjoy versus, hey, here's $5. You know, and the $5 is gone, and you don't really get anything out of it. So. With that said, running on the Apple IIc. Technically, the way that I've got this interfaced is it uses a USB composite adapter, and I'm able to pull that into the camera app in Windows. So a couple of times in the video you might see the monitor go black, and that's because I forgot to touch the mouse and the power saving mode kicked off. So don't freak out. It's not your computer or anything. That was my fault. I forgot to turn that off. But it takes the composite video. I have an adapter that uses the monitor port, and it takes the composite video and the audio out and then runs it through the USB thing so that we can actually view it here on the regular computer. Side note, if you do get a disc from Etsy, the game that we're playing here, of course, come from, I used one of those instead of my original Oregon Trail disc. But that's the computer that the discs are actually made on. So the discs are actually made on an Apple II because you can't make them on an emulator. All right, guys, let's travel the trail while this thing boots up. So we are playing, like I said, on the Apple IIc itself. So we'll be running this off authentic hardware. So let's see. We're going to make it easy. We're just going to be the banker on this one. Be this. Let's see. See if we can all make it to. Yeah, we'll go make Jim Bob. How about that? So, sure. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get our supplies. I've always had mixed results. Let's leave in May. Not that way maybe you'll miss out on some of the heat and dry grass. So before leaving Independence, you should buy equipment and supplies. You have $1,600 in cash, but you don't have to spend it all now. Okay. So let's go get ripped off at Matt's General Store here. All right, so let's get some. We can get some oxen. Let's get 3 sets. I usually that tends to work. Food. I usually get 1 ton of food. Since we are the banker, we do have this extra. We do have a little extra resource here. So let's try that. Clothing, 2 weeks worth. Ammunition, I'm not a good shot on this thing, so let's get 10 boxes of bullets. Spare parts. That is one of the benefits if you are like a lower person when you're starting out. You do have the ability to fix more stuff. So the banker is more of a white collar job. So let's get 2 of each. We're gonna get 2 wheels, 2 axles, and 2 wagon tongues. I played this before and I went through probably 8 wheels. So we'll see how it goes. Generally here, the food is a little cheaper than it is when we get out there on the trail and stuff gets to be a little bit more scarce. So let's see how things go. Hopefully y'all will be able to hear the audio. I tried to import the audio from the 2C into the computer, but it was blaring so loud I couldn't talk over it. So hopefully you can hear it through the mic. Playing Yankee Doodle. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get going. We're going to go ahead and while we're doing this, I like to move at a pretty good pace if we can. We're going to move at a grueling pace. Of course, this does affect your health. So what I do to kind of offset that, go into your food rations. And I go ahead and just do filling. Now, you're going to go through more food, but it generally allows you to get more bang for your buck, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead now and continue on the trail. So today, it's a cool day, so generally when it's cooler and stuff like that, you can get a little bit further. So we're going to make it to the Kansas River as our first crossing. And you can see our health is good. And we've made it to the Kansas River. Would you like a look around? Why not? We're playing a game, so. All right, kind of get an idea what's going on here. So we shouldn't have to mess with anything here. We should be able just to travel the trail since we don't need anything. We don't need to talk to anybody. We don't need to stop and rest because our health is fine. It's 5.4 feet deep. All right, it's general rule, personal rule of mine. If it's anything over 3 feet, and I mean 3 feet exactly, I do not ford the river because you always sink. So we're going to be safe since we have the money. Let's take the ferry across. Yeah, we're willing to do that. Pay $5 just because our wagon right now is loaded down with all of our supplies. I don't want to dump them all in the river yet. So we should be okay. I have noticed on different versions of the Oregon Trail, the wagon looks slightly different when you do this crossing. So if yours looks a little different, it might be because you have a slightly different version. We're playing H-106, which is, I think, version 1.4. Alrighty. Alright, so we got to go to the Big Blue River next. Alrighty, get our ox high stepping, as our governor would say. No steps too high for a high stepper. We're at the Big Blue River crossing. How would you like to take a look around? Sure, why not? This is a game. We're just taking the scenic route. All right. I will tell you this: depending on when you leave, that also will influence the river level. So if you kind of leave in the winter time when there's a lot of ice, the rivers aren't flowing as much. So when you hit these river crossings, it just kind of depends. If you hit like we did in spring when you got the snow melt, the rivers are going to be running a little higher. 2.9 feet. So we just met our kind of our thing. So let's see what happens. This has just been my general rule. If it's 3 feet or under, you usually can make it across. If it's 4 feet, you'll go down. So if you are playing this game, that's just the general rule I have come up with. All right, so we just got some wet supplies, no big deal. Alrighty, so let's continue. Hopefully I'm not boring y'all with the commentary. All right, so we got 185 miles to the next next landmark here. Oh, sure. Well, let's see what grade we just passed here. Hopefully we won't end up to be one of these. Okay. All right. Well, pepperoni and cheese. All right. If you do have the book with the Oregon Trail, you have a map in there so you can kind of see what's going on. Would you like to take a look around? Yeah, sure. All right, so Fort McKerney. While we're here, we're just a little low on supplies. We use about 300 or 200 to 300 pounds of food. So let's just see if we can get us a couple things of food while we're here, and let's just see what it's running, just so we don't have to worry about per pound. Let's see if we can get 200. All right, so we're gonna leave, because like I said, as we get further, the food gets more expensive, so we can go ahead and top off now. Go ahead and top off now, that way we'll be good. So we got Chimney Rock is our next destination. So we got 384 miles. So we're about, looking at the map, maybe 25%, quarter of the way. Sure, let's take a look around Chimney Rock. We're sightseeing as we make it to Oregon. Kind of take in the music there a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Our health is fair. I just want to try to keep us alive. So let's just rest for maybe 4 days. Just to kind of see if we can kind of bring it back up. So now our health is good. I guess if we want to, we hadn't talked to anybody yet. Let's, I guess, be a little social quit being antisocial here. Running out of food in Oregon. Yeah. So like I said, this is kind of what we've seen is supplies get harder and harder to get as we get further. So that's why I try to bring as many things as we can. The weather's good. We're still warm. All right. So we're coming up to Fort Laramie. According to the map. And don't forget, you can, when you get to Fort Laramie, this is when you have to, if you have the disc version, we have to actually flip it over. If you get it off the Etsy store that I've got, you'll also have the same disc. Because this is the one of the discs that we're running right now is from the Etsy store. So. All right. Sure, like I said, we're just, since this is a game, y'all can fast forward if you don't want to watch, kind of see what's going on. Since we're doing it for nostalgia purposes here. Our health is fair again. Since we're here at the fort, let's just chill for like 3 days and just see if we can get our health back up. All right, our health is back up. Let's continue on. Because we're making, in my opinion, making good time. Now, we got 190 miles to Independence Rock, and you can see that the background now has changed a little bit. So it indicates that we're changing terrain. Also, it's hot outside, so this is usually when all the bad things start happening. So we got an ox that's down. I guess he's limping along. It's rainy, but our health is still fair. As we come on up to Independence Rock. All right, Games has exhaustion. Alrighty, no big deal. We're almost there. We'll just, our health now, we have graduated to poor. So we're gonna have to definitely take a break here. So you can see the names kind of inscribed there on the rock. You got your wagon circle down there, wagon train. All right, so like I said, this is why you have to have this extra food, because when you stop and rest like this, when I've learned, if you don't, when you stop and rest, you'll run out of food, and you can't typically hunt around congested areas like this. So, as you can see, we rested for 7 days, and we just went from poor to fair. Usually, when your health gets that bad, it takes a minute to kind of get us back. So let's do another 5 days. All right, so we're back to good. I'm not going to talk to anybody here. We're just going to keep moving. Since we had to rest all them days, I would hope maybe you would have talked to somebody. All right, so we got to go to South Pass. We got 102 miles before we get there. Yeah, and this is the bad part. It's usually when we get into the hot months like this in June, we're going to run out of grass and we're going to run out of water. So now we've busted a wagon wheel. We can try to repair it, probably not. Yeah. That's why we have our spares. But if you were a farmer or something like that, normally you can fix your own stuff like that. But you don't start out with as much money. So, all right. South Pass. Sure, let's look around, see what's going on at South Pass. Okay, so we're at South Pass. Our health is fair. Let's stop and rest, I guess, again. Let's rest for 5 days. I'm just trying to keep us alive, as many of us as we can, so that we don't become a gravestone. All right, so we're just going to continue. I hadn't looked at our supplies in a minute, so let's see what we got. Yeah, I got 1,200 pounds of food. All right, so we can go to Fort Bridger, or we can head off to the Green River. Let's do the Green River. It's looking at the map. It's just a slightly shorter route if we use the Green River crossing. Okay. Alrighty. So here we go, Green River. Okay. Do we want to take a look around? Sure, let's see what's going on around the Green River. All right, our health is fair again. Like I said, we can't seem to get out of it. The only way we can get away from that is change our speed, which we may have to do when it gets really hot and stuff like that. We typically have to kind of change that. But be sure if you do that, you can change your rations to kind of to lengthen out your food. 20 feet deep, so we definitely can't afford that. Let's see. We're like I said, we're playing this game safe. We're gonna take the ferry across. Want to wait 3 days? Sure, we'll just rest it up for 3 days. So like I said, every day that it takes you longer to get to Oregon, of course, that impacts your points. So, Stephen Meek probably flew in his jet aircraft. Oh no, the ferry broke loose. Yeah, that's not good. We pretty much lost everything. And we lost a person. So Games is out. So much for that. 144 miles to Soda Springs. Soda Springs is kind of neat. If you go read the Wikipedia article on it, it was a carbonated spring, so it really, that's why they called it Soda Springs. Hey, we found some wild fruit. All right, let's see. You got 84 miles to Soda Springs. This is typically where I kind of chill out because we get in this area here where there's little water. We're running out of food. Our health is bad. So I usually kind of hang around here for just a minute, kind of get everything back. Alrighty. So let's see. Hopefully we won't need a wagon wheel. Let's see. we want to 6 stop and rest. I do 8 days. See if we can get our health back up since we're in very poor health. All right, we're up to fair. Let's do another 7 days because, like I said, usually when I get here, we're all worn out, and it's just a good place to stay. All right, so we're back up to good. We're gonna go ahead and hit the trail again because. All right, we're going to Fort Hall next. We have passed the halfway point. All right, so this is, like I said, the danger. You could offset this if we left Missouri like in the hotter part. Let's see if we can fix it. Yeah. I don't know if we have another one. I guess we do. Okay. If you left Missouri like in the hot part, you might be okay, but then you would hit this area in the dead of winter. So it's kind of a trade-off because then you're not going to have grass or anything either. So let's look at Fort Hall. We're going to definitely need to get some food and some supplies while we're here since everything fell in the Negum River. All right, so let's see. Let's buy some supplies. Lord have mercy, $20 a wheel now. All right, so let's get some wagon wheels. Let's just get one. Let's get some wagon axles. Let's get another one. And since I'm sure we used our last wagon tongue, let's use that. Ammunition. I think we dropped most of that in the water. Get 5 boxes of that. Hopefully I don't need it. Food is 40 cents a pound. Let's see if we can get 500. All right. So I think we're good. Health is fair. So let's go ahead and rest while we're here at the fort. We'll rest for a week. See if we can get our health up. Like I said, we've already lost one person, so I'm hopeful that we won't lose nothing else. All right, 182 miles to the Snake River. Let's see what kind of adventure we can get into now. So. And after Snake River is Fort Boise. So, all right, come on, ox, come on. Oh, we got cholera, of course. At least we ain't got dysentery yet, so we're making it. Oh, lose 6 days, good Lord. Boy, we're chomping through the food. Yeah, we're in the hot season now. All right, so let's see what's going on here at the Snake River. Let's take our look around so we get our screenshot of what's going on. How's our health? Health is still fair. All right, like I said, I'm being overly cautious. If you're playing this, you could run it down. To very poor, and once you start hitting very poor, everybody starts expiring out. So, if you're the only one that wants to make it to Oregon, river is 6 feet. Ooh, we're going to hire the guide to help us here. Says he will take your wagon in exchange for 3 sets of clothes. Yeah, that's normally what they charge us. All right. And so let's caulk the wagon. Is usually the way we have to go on this guy anyway. But if you don't hire the Indian guide for whatever reason, we typically flip over. So let's see what happens. Yeah, we flipped over. All right, so we lost Jim Bob and every bit of food that we bought. So this has proven to be an adventure through the Oregon Trail for sure. So our chances of beating Stephen Meek are getting further and further from that. So, like I say, our goal is just try to see if we can make it to Oregon. And yeah, we're down to 500 pounds of food, so we'll have to buy some more food. Let's see if we can hunt. I'm gonna buy some food. Let's just try to hunt. I know that's kind of the, let's see, 8. IOP. Okay, yeah. This is a hard set of keys. Let's see if we get anything out here. Oh, and you can move. That's what I was trying to figure out. We can move. I guess we'll probably shoot a squirrel here. There we go. We got us a squirrel. Got 3 whole pounds of food. All right. Let's continue the trail. Well, like I said, we're right here on top of the fort, so. Sure, let's look at round. We are at Fort Boise. We don't have very far to go. Or maybe 75% of the way. Let's see. Buy supplies, maybe. The only thing I wish it would tell us what we actually had left. So our food is getting a lot more expensive. Let's get us another oxen. All right, let's go ahead and leave. We ain't gonna keep playing this game. Our health now is poor, so probably need, while we're here, to stop and rest. Go ahead and do 9 days, just to see if we can maybe get back up to good health, and we'll continue on. Since now we've lost 2 people. Let's stop and let's see if I can get us. I really want us to get us to good, so let's try 5, and then we'll hit on out because we're getting into October now, so it's not too hot, but we're going to be getting into winter, and then winter, of course, is going to be just as bad for us because we're not going to have water. It's going to be cold. Yeah, you can try to repair it, doubtful, yeah. But we have the spare part, thank God. All right, continue the trail. Yeah, and this is the other section. When you get in like this section of the Oregon Trail, it's always bad water, and this is where people start getting cholera and dysentery and stuff like that. So you kind of have to take it easy. Yeah, we'll still look around. Okay. Oh, God dang, our health is bad again. We may, I may have to slow us down. So since we have got here running around 25 minutes or so is what we've been running. This game is designed to be able to be completed roughly in an hour. Let's see. We want to change our pace, so 4. Let's go to just a normal pace, or let's do a strenuous pace, kind of back it down a little bit. And because we're going to slow down, we're not going to be burning as much energy. No, let's leave that alone. We're going to eat good. We're just going to stay at filling. All right, so looking at the map, we can go to Fort Walla Walla, which, if we go to Fort Walla Walla, that's kind of a up and about and around way. So let's go to, I don't remember how we say it, Dailies, I think is how you say that. So Fort Walla Walla, we kind of had to go up. It's kind of a loop, and then we go up and down, and so it's a longer route. And we definitely don't want a longer route right now with what's going on with us. So we should be coming, I believe this is the Columbia River, and we've got very little water, but we'll be here in just a second. Yeah, sure. so our health course is poor again. Let's see if we can stop and rest, do another 8 days, see if we can get us back up to snuff since we're at the river, kind of be a little easier on us. All right, so we're going to continue the trail. I believe this is where we get to pick whether or not we raft or not. Or we can take the toll road. I've done, let's do the float down the river here. I just hope I remember the keys so we don't slam into a rock. All right, use the arrow keys to guide your raft through the rushing waters of the Columbia River. After passing the third direction side, land your raft at the trail to the Wilmette Valley. All right, and on here on the right, what you're going to see some arrows. Ooh, I did something wrong. Come on. Make it. Oh, all right. No. Don't beat yourself now. All right. That's fine. That is a thing. See, it's moving on its own. You have to counteract the movement. It's not stopping. How do you drown by hitting the shore? Stop. That's the problem, is when it goes that way, I can't make it, will not stop. And we're probably gonna, I'm worried about hitting that rock. Let's see, I can get it to stop if I go to the one side, but I can't get it to stop if we go the other way. I don't know what the deal with that is. I don't know if I can. I hate to keep doing this because, like I said, I can't seem to stop it once it just won't stop. I don't know if we're going to have anybody left. And we're going to hit this rock. Because if I have to hit, come on, we got to get to those tire tracks. There we go. All righty. So we did make it, thank the Lord. We lost apparently everything in the Columbia River. So we left in March and we made it by November. Yeah, we pretty much didn't do very well. So we got 504. All right, see if you qualify. To see if you qualify for the Oregon Top 10, please flip over your diskettes. All right. I'm sure we don't, but let's just see how we do. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right. Stephen Meek, man, I tell you, he's the man. So that's it. We have completed the Oregon Trail. One thing I didn't point out to you is when in that picture there where it shows you, the lake and all that stuff there in the Willamette Valley. That's Odell Lake. So if you see the game Odell Lake, that's actually the other part of the Oregon Trail. I thought that was kind of cool. I did not realize that. So if you play Odell Lake, you're actually fishing. That lake. So I hope you enjoyed this. I've been away from the channel for a little while. It was something I started during COVID when I was working from home, and since then, life has got pretty crazy. So I was hopeful to kind of put this out there. I know that the one that I did for Windows was like a big hit. People loved it. So I hope this brings back some memories for y'all. And as always, if you, like I said, I don't like Patreon and all that other stuff. If you would like to get a copy of the Oregon Trail, put it on a stand. I do have a couple of stands for this. You can put your floppy disk in. If you buy one off Etsy, just let me know that you want one, and I'll put it in the box with it. If you just want to have the game just for nostalgia reasons, or if you do have an Apple II, it's a great way to sit here and play it, because that's what we played it off of, as one of the discs that I imaged here. Because the original Oregon Trail that I pictured earlier, it's extremely expensive when you can find it. I lucked out on this one and found it at a yard sale for like $10, but they go for $200, $300, $400 depending on condition. And I know that's not possible, especially if you just want to be able to play it on old Apple hardware and don't want to go through the expense of buying any of those Apple peripherals like the floppy EMU or anything like that. So, guys, thank y'all for watching, and have a great day.